All right, I should be live. Uh, Let me make sure everything is working good. Broadcast URL. Ah, Team. OBS says I'm live, so I should be live, right? I can't see that chat though. Is odd. Oh, there we go. All right, you're live. Make sure. All right. Welcome to Card Quest. This will be archived on my YouTube channel. If you aren't here for the live stream, I guess I wouldn't be saying that at the beginning of the stream. I guess let's just get into it. So, I speedrun this game. I started speedrunning this game like a year and a half ago-ish. I'm gonna bring up. Yes, I can see what. Alright. I started streaming this game on speedrunning this game on Switch initially. I've done some streams. I've uploaded a few of my runs. This isn't gonna be a speedrun because I'm not good at the PC version. This isn't even going to be close to a speedrun. I'm not following the route. I'm just doing a couple tricks, and I mean, I'm following a sort of speedrun route. It's definitely not the intended route. Why didn't I drink water before I started? That would have been a good idea. So the very first thing is I'm going to get a bunch of batteries right at the beginning, so I don't have to later. Because doing it later is just annoying. Nice to just get it out of the way. There are a lot of tricks that like don't seem necessarily intended, but get you batteries. Like there are a lot of wall rides, for instance. And I assume wall rides weren't put in intentionally, but they realized that you could do it, so they decided to make it to where you can get batteries because of it. Like one I'll go off later on. There are a couple hidden batteries that you need to do a wall ride to get. That's really loud. I should turn that down. Be good. I have hints off because, I mean, I don't need hints. For your first time playing this game, I would recommend playing with hints on. This makes it much easier to know where you're going and all that. We'll do this to get about 700, and then there's a faster way to get batteries later. For the run, you'd want to get about 1600 batteries here, but because I'm doing a different route, it's actually faster to get different batteries later from a different area. I guess now would be the best time to talk about the porting experience, since I'm just doing the same trick over and over. This is still pretty loud. Mostly the battery noise. So when I started playing on Switch, I wanted to play on PC because the Switch version, it works. It's a really fun game. I have over 100 hours in it, but it's not like, it doesn't perform great. It's optimized well enough to where you can play the game just fine. But when you start like, when you start drifting and stuff, getting a bunch of smoke particles, or when you're in the hub, when you have a lot of stuff on screen, there's a lot of lag, and it can get down to like, under 30 FPS. So I wanted it on Switch. You'd think I'd be good at this trick by now with how much I've done it. So I wanted it on PC, so that there wouldn't be any lag, and so I could mod it, play with different controllers and all that. But to my knowledge, there weren't like specific plans to get it on PC. So then I went to the Ezone Discord, and I talked to the other runners like, oh man, what if it was on PC? That'd be so cool. And then I figured out that there was an Ezone Discord, or I started talking about it on there, like, oh, I would love if there was a PC port of this game. And just offhandedly, I was like, oh, I would totally port it myself if I could. Then Ezone was like, so you want to? And here we are. Most of my part in the game was just doing a bunch of random, rather tedious scripts to a bunch of different pieces, like that artifact up there, the script to make it spin was missing. Um, so, oh, whoops. So like that was one thing I did for all the artifacts that had to spin. But they were also grouped in with the artifacts, like, if you'll notice on the back wall down there, there's a little artifact impression. And I had to like manually deselect all of those because otherwise those would also spin. And there were a bunch of scripts to like make the fish jump out of the water or the whales to like follow their route that I had to do. There was like the block of flies in the hub. Actually, all the block of flies. I think the hub is actually the only area they're in. I had to make them spin because they weren't animated initially on PC because a bunch of scripts broke when switching the Unity version. So it was a whole thing. But here we are. Also, the Switch version, to load the hub, it's like a solid 30 seconds. It's great. But on this, it depends on your hardware, but I can load into it in like 5 seconds. It's so much faster. Now we're gonna actually start getting into the fun speedrunning tricks. The first one that we're gonna do is very, very different than on Switch. It's super easy on Switch, because you just run into a wall and you go flying upward. But on PC, you have to have the right speed and all that, go just the right. Right. Yeah, this is way easier on Switch because you can just run into it full bore. Am I not live? I'm live on Steam. Am I not live on the CarQuest page? Does not say I'm live on the CarQuest page. Am I doing something wrong? Technical difficulties. Might need to do something. Let me go to the Steam broadcast thing. See if I need to do something with the event. Oh, I didn't set it to public. Okay. Okay, let's see. Am I good now? Can you see the stream, guys? See. Steam still says I'm live. OBS still says I'm live. Is it on the actual Steam page? Do I need to restart my broadcast, I wonder? I'm gonna restart the broadcast. Could be. Is it not live? What a time to have technical difficulties, right? Ah. Let me try completely stopping. Alright. The stream is back up. But it's not showing up on Steam. What a time. Technical difficulties. App ID. Oh. See if that worked, huh? If Steam even says I'm live right now. Oh, there's a viewer. Is that just me? Or is that actually someone watching? Might need to paste the ID in here. Oh, am I live now? There it is. Okay. Wow. Alright, awesome. So should be good, hopefully. I'll continue trying to do this trick. I guess. Oh, why did controller stop working for a sec? I assume that was a yes thing. Alright, it seems to be good now. Cool. Didn't miss much. I just got a bunch of batteries from the tutorial. So that is a pretty important trick. I guess you can see it in any old speedrun anyway. It's not difficult or anything. Shouldn't need tips and tricks on that. Alright, well at the very least, I'll know for next time and can make sure Bishop, when he does his stream, has everything in place properly. Oh yeah, the car. So each time you beat the game, you get a new car, and this one is the second car that you get. I believe the next one is red, I want to say, and then green. So that might be wrong. I'm gonna go to a few levels that I really like, and instead of just doing the speedrun route, because the speedrun route would only take me about 50 minutes, and the stream or the event is about an hour and a half, and there should be just enough time to go to the levels that I want to go to, hopefully even with those technical difficulties. I also installed I installed Beppin X, so if I really can't get a trick, I mean, I should be able to, except for one. There's one trick that's especially difficult. I should be able to do all of them, but if not, I can just use Unity Explorer to get something done. So yeah, this is why I recommend playing with hints on the first time, because that artifact opens up something directly behind you. I mean, you know, once you play through with tricks, it's not that hard to... I don't need this piece. Why am I getting this piece? This piece opens up the way to the second actual level, or the intended second level that you're supposed to go to. But we're going to completely skip that, because my favorite part about this game is it's essentially a sandbox when you know what you're doing. You can go to any level at any time, basically. There are exceptions to that rule, but not very many. Like, for instance, this thoroughfare here. You're supposed to open the thoroughfare before even getting this bridge up here, because you can just drop down to the thoroughfare, right? So it makes sense that the progression would be the other way around. But you can use jumps and whatever, like that one I showed you at the beginning. The very first trick I did, that is actually to get up here. The chat permissions... Tommy, saw your message in Discord. The chat permissions should be public. Wonder why. Is that just on your end? Anyway, so to get that thoroughfare piece, after this piece, you can just boost here. Otherwise, you'd have to do a couple other levels first. And there's stuff like that all over the place. It's really fun to find stuff like that. It's one of my favorite parts about this game, just in general. That piece... I thought you needed that piece to get in the maze, which is my personal favorite level, which we're going to be going to. But there is a different way to get to it, and I will be showing that. So this right here is a stained glass. You need all 10 of these to beat the game. I think there are 10 of them. Should be counting right. And they're scattered all over the place. There are a few different levels that you can't get until later. Actually, we can see one right here, up on that island. You can just barely see it. Okay, let's see if... I'm gonna check this permissions. The chat permissions are public. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to send messages. I do believe that would be on your end, Tommy. I don't know what else would be causing it. Unless there's something weird going on with Steam. It is public. Okay, so with that piece, we can actually access the main thoroughfare. We can go get the rest of the batteries we're going to need for the game. And batteries will be essentially moot. And I found out about this game because of a streamer named Simple Flips. He streamed this game out of nowhere. I think it was because he was doing something with Mario Maker 2, but it wasn't working. So he just played this after playing Mario Maker 2. Or, I don't remember. Anyway, he played this game for a while, and he actually found this skip unintentionally. Or, well, he did it on purpose, but this was like the first trick that he actually did and completely sequence broke the game. It's funny. He couldn't figure out where to go. But having played this game so much, you know, I know how to... or I know where I'm supposed to go. I can actually see your message. Area... oh yeah, the area below the maze. That was actually where I got all my batteries in my very first playthrough, before I knew about the ones in Black Sheep. And the ones in the tutorial, of course. So this level up here is called Black Sheep Pastures. This is... we're gonna have to do this trick twice. Usually not that hard. I don't know why I'm messing it up. You have to do this on Switch as well, but the physics on Switch are pretty different for, you know, speedrun tricks like this. Why am I messing this up? So on Switch, you would want to come at this at full speed, but on PC, because of the different physics, you actually want to go pretty slowly. I still don't have it exactly nailed down. Come on. I think I'd be good at this by now. I mean, even if it is the PC physics, I've played this on PC enough that I should... okay, I guess now is a good time to show off Unity Explorer. Obviously, this wouldn't be legal in a proper speedrun, but if you're just messing around with the game, you can use this program. This is a mod, or it's a program called Unity Explorer that goes with, I think this is the one. Where's the car? Right here. And you can, move around objects and stuff, change variables, just to mess around with the game. I believe I'd want to go to around 200, not 299. There we go. Again, you can do that jump, but in the interest of saving time and actually showing off everything I want to show off, it's going to do that. I'm going to avoid doing that as much as possible, since, we need to do that skip again. Anyway. You have to hit all these switches. There is a battery behind the wall, or behind the portal. But to get behind that portal, you have to do a very specific jump on the slopes here to get behind it. And I am not good at it at all. I do not know how to do it consistently. That is one of the very few tricks that I can't do consistently. Or that I can't do commonly. I don't know what word I'm trying to use. I can't do most of the tricks consistently, but that's one of the tricks that is like especially difficult for me for some reason. So Block Sheep has my favorite music in the game by far. I'd say Slider is probably second. Honestly, at this point, I don't even know how we do the speedrun jumps either. So that piece unlocks this ramp here. And normally, you'd have to push all the sheep into this pen so you could ride across them to get up to this piece. Or you could ride up this. It's a little precise. But even on Switch, this is one of the easier tricks. Oops. This is a very good starting trick because it skips a lot of tedium. So it's fun to do even casually. And it's not like you'll be losing a lot of time casually if you can't get it. Plus, it's very useful to like learn how to jump off of a very small ledge like this because it's required for another trick later on. It is a very fun game. I like it a lot. It is very different. There's an invisible wall there? That's there on Switch too, and I think it's something to prevent you from later on. I don't know exactly what it's for, but there is a weird invisible wall there. It is very different casually because you'll be interrupted every time you get an artifact, and it'll show you exactly where to go. I should probably get my cursor off screen. Actually, I'll talk about that more in a little bit. Oh, almost had it. I got excited. I thought I had it. I'll talk about the level design of this game a little bit more later on once I get into Flashback, because there's a little bit of stuff that I do want to talk about outside of, like, speedrunning tricks and my experience porting the game and all that. Again, you think I'd be good at this trick. I've done it so many times, even on PC. Come on, I got this. This is the one. I can taste it. It's like victory. Oh, never mind. We'll ignore that attempt. That attempt didn't happen. So WASD is really weird. I'm using a controller right now, but on keyboard you can use arrow keys and WASD. There it is, finally. But the WASD is really weird. I don't think D turns properly. I'm not sure. There's something... I couldn't get it to work properly. And I don't know if Ezone just removed it. I guess I could test that. Yeah, the pressure. That's probably what it is, honestly. But I've done this live before. I guess it wasn't an event. It was just me playing the game, so I don't know. Something psychological going on there. Luckily, we won't have to do that jump again. Now we can get this, and that allows us to do something in the university. But I'm not going to the university yet. Not quite. Yeah, going out of sequence on Bristles Island, that's probably one of the easiest places. Sequence break. Though if you do it just right, it is actually possible to make it completely impossible to 100% the game. There's a piece, like, right next to the start, if you turn to the right, and then it'll be on your right, there's like a piece floating there that normally you'd get a ramp up to. But if you get pieces out of sequence, it can be entirely impossible to get it. And that's one of the few pieces that it can be entirely impossible to get, depending on your sequence. So on Switch, again, you'd want to go full speed, but for PC, you don't want to go full speed. You want to go relatively slow, actually. Oh. Get down. Come on. Okay, there we go. I've gotten stuck up on my nose a few times. Sometimes you can finagle it to get down, otherwise it just gets stuck. And I think that's a difference with the PC physics as well. But on PC, you want to just like have just barely enough speed to get over, and come at a much stronger angle than you would on Switch. I wonder what you can do in the demo, because I know the demo has most of the portals removed up until I think the second level, right? But I think you can get like 19 pieces. See, that was close. I just needed to come at a better angle. That was close. I just needed to come at it from further away. Yeah, if you don't know all the sequence breaks, then sequence breaking in the wrong spot can essentially soft lock you if you don't know what you're doing. So most of the time it is possible and relatively easy to get out of sequence breaks or soft locks. I guess in that case, it's not really a soft lock. There are very few soft locks, is what I'm getting at. Oh, come on. Really? Again, you'd think I know how to do this trick by now. I've done it so many times. Again, even on PC, because actually I had to make this trick possible at all on PC, because for some reason this wall right here had collision, and you would bonk right there, so it'd be impossible to do this. But I put a collider there to make it possible to do this. All right. This is the one. I still don't know the exact positioning on this. Right, that was not the one. Throne glass? Oh, right. No, you can get back into Throne. Through the normal way into Throne, right? Because there's the way that you're supposed to get into Throne normally, and then there's through Generator. But if you go back through the normal way, you can get back into Throne. Oh wait, but the island opens that, right? So if you don't do island... Come on. You get the idea, right? It's easy. That's how you do it, basically, right? I'm gonna pretend that that counts. Just... Again, in the interest of saving time. Throne gets blocked completely? You can't go back in there at all? That's weird. I don't remember that. If that's true, might want to patch the game, like a day one patch. Oh, out of curiosity, is it Simon or Jamie watching, or is it both of you guys? Right. I promise I won't be doing the teleporting much more. I definitely will be doing waddle properly. I'll probably be doing post-waddle skip unless I just get properly annoyed at it, but post-waddle skip isn't that bad. Yeah, you can see that battery there. That's one of the harder batteries to get to. That is there also on the Switch version. So now, this is, I believe, the fastest way to get batteries. Especially on PC because of how quickly it loads. But with how many batteries you need in the Switch version, it's faster to get them all in tutorial. You go to main menu. You're gonna get like 1700. Something like that. Yeah, it's to get the batteries. Tell me. Oh, I was live and I was recording it, so it will be up on my YouTube channel after this. But I guess it wasn't live as an event when I said it. But essentially, I ended up porting this game because I speedran the Switch version, and I wanted it on PC for better load time, better performance, modding different controllers, all that sort of stuff. Um, and I talked about it to the other runners. I'm like, do you guys ever think there's going to be a PC port? And then I figured out that there was an eZone Discord, and I brought it up in there. Like, it'd be cool if there was a PC port. And offhandedly, I just said that I would port it myself if I could. And then eZone was just, you want to? Like, you can port it if you want. I can send you over the files. So I ended up porting it. So really cool experience. eZone, great developers. I love how community focused there. At least, you know, in that experience. I guess it helps that I have, you know, game development experience with not only Unity but with CarQuest itself, because I had made a ROM hack for Super Mario 64 where I what do you call it? I basically opened the Switch version of this game. I ripped it from my Switch and I put it on my PC and used a program to open it up and get all the game files out so I could get the level models and put that in the Super Mario 64 ROM hack. And of course, I had experience with Unity itself and all that, so that definitely helped. There should be enough batteries for now. Yeah, I do believe that is the fastest place to get batteries, especially on PC. I think now I want to go to Flashback. Oh, right, okay. I couldn't remember exactly how to get to Flashback. So normally, you would go into the level over there, which is the second intended level, and then Flashback is the third. And you would get a piece over here. But because we have this open, you wouldn't normally have this thoroughfare open until way later. We can just go over here and drop down, and it's way faster. Up right there. That should get us in. Nice and easy. Yeah, normally right here would be open. Once you get the piece in that portal. But, you know, this is more fun. Now you can get out with a wall ride, but if you're not good at wall riding, like me right now, apparently, for some reason, you can just main menu and you'll reload right back into, or well, you know, the start of the level. You won't be soft-locked anymore. RC Stunt Machine Showdown. I haven't played that. Was it a Flash game? I might have to re-download Basilisk, if it is. Or however, you know, people play Sling now. From the other eZone games that I've played, this game is very different in tone and style, especially compared to, like, you know, Merge Wars and Diversion. There are other big games right now. Or, yeah, big is the word I'd use. They're more popular games. CarQuest is actually, unfortunately, one of their least popular games, as far as I can tell. But, you know, now that it's on PC, hopefully it gets more recognition, because this is my favorite game they've made by far. But that piece we just got opens this. And normally you'd figure this out by the hints. And if you want to play with hints off, like I did with my very first playthrough, and you get a piece and you don't know what it did, you can come over to these things, which were introduced Switch patch 1.0.1, I believe. And it'll show you what the piece did, if you're not sure. So, as you saw, that opened up this over here so that we can actually get into Flashback. Shockwave. Yeah, that's Adobe, right? So, basically Flash. This piece here creates this bridge so we can actually get into the level. Now, this level, I don't want to go into it because there are a bunch of tricks, though there are some tricks that you can do that I believe Bishop found most of them. Bishop finds most of the tricks in this game. Real quick, Bishop is absurd. Like, He's way too good at this game. He's way better than all the other runners. His PB, I believe, is what, like 6 minutes ahead of first place or second place. I mean, Bishop's stupidly good at this game. Speaking of speedrun timings, also, if any of the runners other than Bishop are here, like Control or Coco or Sam, I feel like we should use IGT for PC because, you know, load times are so hardware dependent and IGT isn't reliant on load times whatsoever. So I guess we could use like a live split to do that. But it would just be easier to use IGT, I feel like. Macromedia. Oh, right, okay. That makes sense. I'm not big on like following publishers, or not publishers, or yeah, publishers, I guess would be the word. Shockwave is also defunct now, right? Just like Flash. Oh yeah, so I came to this level because I wanted to talk about game design. Now, I do really like this game. This is one of my favorite games, period. I have, I want to say 110-ish hours on Switch. I love this game. However, having hints after every single artifact can get really grating. I've seen a lot of people complain about that. But this level, I think, shows a great way that they could have completely remedied that. Not necessarily completely removed hints for like cross-world, but like you saw this piece move after you got the artifact, right? And I feel like that could have been a lot more useful to do throughout the entire game and not just levels like this. And even in this level where you could literally see the piece move in front of you, you will still get the hint if you have hints on. Oh, Shockwave was discontinued before Flash. Anyway, like the museum piece, the piece moves directly behind you, and if you're not privy to that, you'll just completely miss it, right? So, I want to go to Slider. I don't want to. I'll go to Maze first, so that we don't have to do a bunch of stuff for that. So again, I do really like this game, and I don't think it's, you know, detrimental that you get a hint after every single piece casually. But I do think that could have been remedied, and you know, if there's a sequel at any point, I feel like that could be something that's very much improved on. I did talk about a sequel with Ezone, about like, you can do this. I'm not good at it, but I do know you could do this. I talked about a sequel with Ezone, and how like the runners and I wanted to, the other speedrunners and I wanted to make levels for the pseudo sequel, you know. I said it was, they were like, oh yeah, the levels were made with some Unity plugin and it should be easy to make more levels. So I assume that was their blessing to make, there we go, to make some levels, but you know. Of course, I don't know if it would be official. That would be really cool. But that'll remains to be seen. Who knows, maybe it could be like a DLC, that'd be fun. Alright, so that piece, normally you would get after an entire another level, but that unlocks this piece, which gets us into Maze, which is my personal favorite level. Normally, you would come down here and get the piece that, I believe this piece drains a pool. So one thing that is like very different from Switch, this raised platform, normally on Switch you'd have to like drive into this and get bumped up with a normal wall ride to get up here, but this you can kind of just drive up here. I believe that's different on Switch. Anyway, I just think it's funny that you can just kind of get up there, because it doesn't look like you should be able to. Hello, Yaka. How's it going? And because I got the piece next to the stained glass up there, that lets us move this and get some of the other pieces. This right here would normally let us get that piece. And then another piece that we get here would normally let us get the thoroughfare piece. Which would let us go up and, you know, do some other stuff. I believe we need to do this to get into Slider. I was practicing the route earlier, and I realized that I didn't need to do as much as I thought I did to get into a few levels. But I mean, you know, it's not a huge detour to do this. Ah, cool, okay. Good to know, Bishop. So if I keep streaming after the event, I'm sure you'll be able to see it on my Steam page, but will it still be on the CarQuest Steam page? Or will it only be available on, or like will the live stream disappear from the page? Because I think this will probably be a little bit longer than an hour and a half. I'm not sure though. I believe you can. You were able to when you did this, when you were playing, right? You were able to do the push block launch, like in the demo. It shouldn't have been changed since then, not to my knowledge. So one fun thing you can do that Bishop found out is you can push this right up against this ledge. Push it way up. Up. Not like that. Anyway, if you push that up just right, you can drive under it and you can get launched. It's awesome. It's very, very difficult to like predict where you're gonna go. It's a lot like a proxy jump in Spyro. You'll just go flying. It's hilarious. Oh, you're asking if I can. Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Let's push that a little bit. More ways to. I don't. What would it be other than drifting, right? I guess like landing from a jump giving you boost would be cool, but that wouldn't really be useful in most of the levels. Or after most of the jumps at all, really. Okay, that should be good. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's one of the more anticlimactic possibilities. But yeah, you can mess with that and you can go flying. There's a piece in the demo that you can only get by doing that, I believe, according to Bishop. And I believe it's the piece directly above the start. I won't be getting that in this stream, because it's not necessary to do much. I believe it opens the university. Bishop, fact check me on that. With your extensive knowledge of CarQuest. And the university is the... Well, we'll go into the attic of the university later. You'll see it. Yes, that piece right there opens up Slider. Oh, so you can build up boosts. Yeah, like doing tricks and stuff. That would be pretty cool. But again, I don't think it would work with the levels. The levels would have to be built around it. Yeah, there's an idea for community levels. I think it'd be really cool to get like a level creation system set up for like a Steam Workshop. I don't know how that would be done and if Ezon's willing to do it, but I would totally be down. That would be so much fun. You could like select different levels from the menu. Yeah, and that opens up this room right here, right? That piece opens up that door up there. So Slider is one of my favorite levels because of how easy it is to sequence break it. So normally you would get a piece on the right, which would allow you to push this middle piece here, which would allow you to go up here. Instead, you can just kind of do that. Come on, let me up. Let me up. I really like this level's music as well. Okay, so normally it'd be faster if you were good at the game. Unfortunately, I'm not good at the game. Bishop is really good at the game, so if you want to see someone good at the game, make sure you watch Bishop's speedrun, because that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see what route you have, and how different it is from the Switch route, and what tricks you can and can't do and all that. Come on. That was close. Yeah, a boost mechanic like that would be a lot of fun, I think, in CarQuest, but it would definitely completely change how you'd play the game, right? And I mean, that would be fun to do, but I do also really like the drift boost. It's all like Mario Kart, actually, and I'm really used to Mario Kart because I played it so much. Yeah, one of the house pieces is in ice though, right? So it's kind of hard to get that one mixed up. Anyway, I just wanted to come to Slider because I wanted to point out how easy it is to sequence break. And I mean, that goes for most levels. But with this level, it's really obvious because it's really small and all the pieces are constantly visible. So there's a lot to this game. The more you play it, the more, or at least for me, the more I played it, the more like my view on it changed. So like when I first played it, it felt like a very linear A to B exploration style game, right? But now it's a lot more like a open world sandbox kind of game. I can just go wherever I want, whenever I want. It's a lot of fun. And I think the replayability of it is one of the things that I like most about it. Learning the world layout, what pieces do what and where, you know. Yeah, any way they would have done the boost differently would have completely changed it. I think it's really fun with games, when you're making games, how any minor change can completely change the dynamic of the game. You can... Oh yeah, you can't hold a boost while braking. I forgot that was the thing. I didn't know you could build boost in the air. I also didn't know you could get it while driving backwards. It's interesting. Ice is a lot of fun. I really like the differences between the Switch and PC versions of Ice. I prefer the PC version just because of the house piece skip. It's way easier on PC because you just kind of drive at a wall. But in on Switch, you have to do a really specific bounce. Actually, that's one of the main differences between Switch and PC. On Switch, when you run into a wall, you'll bounce off of it. In PC, you will not bounce at all. So that's one of the main differences between the two. Wall riding is also pretty different. Other than that, casually, there's no difference between the two. You will not have to change anything just playing through casually. I would say that PC is harder to learn, but I would also say it's worth, you know, biting the bullet and just playing PC first if you are planning on speedrunning the game. If you don't, or if you have a PC, that is. If you only have a Switch, you know, pick up the Switch version. It's still a lot of fun, and it's different, right? So, yeah, this was my first battery grinding level. This is my favorite level, just in general, really. So normally you would fall down over here, get another piece, drive all the way back up, get a ramp up here. But you can also just kind of... Actually, I'm not going to do it there. That piece is kind of pointless, because you can just ramp up on this side. Assuming I'm good at the game. I remember when Simple Flips played this, he hated this level because he kept getting lost. But I mean, I've played it so much at this point, that's essentially impossible for me to do. There we go. Yeah, and then we can finish the level right here. So normally you'd get a bunch more pieces, go across. That piece would lower, you'd be able to bridge across. But instead you can also just kind of do that and get the final piece for the level. Just like that. And the level's done. Yeah, the bonk is the main difference between the two, I think. And then the wall ride setups are also pretty weird to get used to when you're used to the other one. So next up is Uniskip and then Waddle. So, you know, Waddle's fun. Who knows how long Waddle's gonna take. I'm not gonna... Well, okay, depending on how long it takes. I'm not gonna use cheats to get across. Anyway, this place has 240 batteries, if I'm counting correctly. Ramp over the entire level? Can you do that? Can you just jump to the end? I didn't know that. That's pretty funny. See, this is why this is one of my favorite levels. This is my favorite level. So I just went to my 3 favorite levels back to back to back. Flashback because of how it's designed and how you can play it very easily without hints. Slider because of how easy it is to sequence break. And Maze because it's easy to sequence break. There are a bunch of different ways you can sequence break it. It really encapsulates like everything this game is about. exploration, secrets, jumps, all that sort of stuff. I just love this level. Oh yeah, I forgot you did Isles. Isles would be a lot easier. Actually, with Unity Explorer, you can literally just teleport to levels, so Isles will be a lot easier to do with PC, because you can just cheat your way to a level. So I'm not good at Uni Skip. This is the new version of Uniskip. Well, okay, I messed up the easy part. And when I say new, I mean, what, like 3 months ago, I think Bishop found it? Something like that. Well, okay. I'm gonna do we need to do Uniskip twice, so I'm gonna do the old version, that I can get this piece and not bonk every single time I try to do that. So that piece moves back the ramp, so I don't have to worry about that. But this is how we originally did Uniskip. It's terrifying. Because if you screw it up, you go flying off the edge. You know, just slide up here. And so simple flips actually did fall into this box, and this is for, I have no idea why. On Switch, this is like the hardest box to get out of. I don't know why, I just can't do it consistently. I cannot get out of that box ever. So I call it the Box of Kunk, because I think that's a funny name. Well, that's interesting. It's faster to just fall out to get teleported back to the beginning. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. I still need to do Uni. Because there's a piece behind the portal in the university attic. Whoops, that allows us. Why do I keep messing up stupid ways? I promise I'm not doing this on purpose. Actually, wait, no, I'm doing this on purpose. Because it's funny. That's what's happening. I don't know what's going on with my brain right now. Not even that tired, I just had a bunch of caffeine. Oh. So you didn't find the Uni Skip. Was it like... I don't even remember. There were a lot of people who just don't play anymore. Okay, so for new Uniskip, you do this. You turn just right. Don't fall in! No! Okay, welcome to the Box of Kunk. Let's see if I can get out. This is worse than Waddle for me, and I have no idea why. What? I wonder if any of the original players who played before, Yumi, Control, and Coco, and Sam, will come back now that it's on PC. Oh, right. Bishop, what am I doing wrong? You should, come on. Alright, I came at it too late that time. Oh, hey, the whales. The whales are probably the coolest part of this game. They're also probably the hardest part to get right when I was porting it, because most of the whales were broken. There was one of them that was still working, and it was the one that you land on to jump across, so I'm glad I didn't have to mess with that one. But the other ones, none of the other ones were working properly, so I had to mess with them a bunch to actually get them to work. Alright. This is the one. I really don't know why I can't do any wall runs today. I keep coming at it late. My back wheel didn't catch. Why didn't my back wheel catch? Now I'm falling. Come on, get down. It didn't happen as much on Switch. Getting stuck on your back. You get stuck on your nose a lot as well. So So if you fall on your nose, make sure you don't move, even casually. I need to go, what, this way? So negative D. Bring it to like... There we go. I did it. I'm so good at this game. There we go. Yeah, so this piece right here allows us to get to Waddle. And then and jump on here. Ooh. Oh, well. Again, I don't know why I'm messing up so much today. I played last night and I did pretty well. I got Waddle in like 4 attempts, I think. I fell into that box and I got out in like 2 or 3 attempts. I got Block Sheep skip almost flawlessly. Yeah, that's fair. That box is really annoying. Oh, actually, real quick. So there's this, there's these batteries over here. We used to get these in speedruns. But now, we don't need to, but you have to wall ride up over this, and then fall down. And there are a couple islands with 100 batteries. So you get 200 batteries right there. So Ezone knows about the wall ride, like obviously you know about the wall ride, but they like design stuff around the wall ride, which I find really interesting. Because it doesn't seem like it was made intentionally, and I do know that those were added after the game was launched. I believe in... I don't know which patch number, but those were added post-launch. So I'm glad they didn't just remove it. What the heck? I don't remember that happening. Did I just get unlucky there? I did. Right, so I'm gonna do Waddle. I'm gonna do Waddle. This trick right here is the bane of our existence. Not because of that. Yeah, I figured. I'm really glad you didn't just remove the wall ride, because, you know, it can completely sequence break the game. I'm gonna do Waddle. Normally this only takes me like 5 attempts, but, you know, get the counter going. I expect this... Can you not? I expect this to not take too many attempts. Oh yeah, CarQuest quest, right? That was a thing that you guys did for a while. You should do that again. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. Add some more hidden batteries. Why? Why does that keep happening? Bishop, you know why that happens? I remember it happening on Switch a little bit, but not that much. Oh! I know why that's happening. I know why I can't wall ride today. So you'll notice I usually have the frame rate limited. But right now it's at 144 because that's my monitor's refresh rate. I need to go into my NVIDIA control panel and actually limit the frame rate to 60 because that does actually affect the physics a little bit. Let me go in here and max frame rate, set that to, let's see. There we go. Apply that. Okay, I think I need to reset the game real quick. So let's do that, and hopefully I'll be able to actually do my wall rides. Where's the game? There it is. Okay, come on, OBS, pick up the game. There it is. Okay, hopefully I can do this now. I did have a frame rate limit setting, but I think you guys removed that, or you used the wrong build or something? I don't know. I think the builds got mixed up, or either that or you guys intentionally removed it. I'm not sure which. I do still have a build on my computer with that, but I don't know if I have the Unity files for it still. I should, because I made like 4 backups because I didn't want to mess up anything. Right. Yeah, this does feel different. That might have been the issue. See, it wasn't my fault. I'm still good at the game or something. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, that's much better. There's VSync in here? In the settings? Or do you mean like that was like a, or that's like on by default now? Because I don't know if you set the frame rate in Unity, like the target frame rate. I don't know if that automatically turns on VSync or not. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, it was the frame rate. Good to know. So if a frame rate selector thing, VSync, whatever, doesn't get added by the time this game is out, make sure you lock the frame rate on with like NVIDIA Control Panel or something. For those of you who are aspiring to run the game. That's not supposed to happen. Ooh. What the heck? Why is that happening? Am I doing something wrong? There we go. All right. That explains a lot. I don't know if the wall jumps are even possible at 144. I guess if you have a 60 hertz monitor, that's not even going to be an issue. But so that piece right there changes the destination of this portal in the university attic. Oh, right. I can't be going that fast. I'm trying to use Switch setups instead of PC setups. Right. I should be able to do this now. So that said, this skip always gives me trouble. Alright, never mind. It doesn't always give me trouble. Oh, this feels much better. I can't believe I messed that up. I changed it earlier because I'm like, oh yeah, frame rate doesn't make a difference. I was just playing bad that one time that I had it. And then I didn't remember that I changed it. So yeah, frame rate does very much make a difference. I'm specifically at 58 frames per second because that's the default limit for NVIDIA Control Panel. I don't know if it's or if 60 is different. I don't imagine it would be that different. I jinxed it. It was my fault, definitely. Or I guess I would have unjinxed it. Always gives me trouble, and then I do it first try or third try, but you know, that's beside the point. This piece, if there was either a wall in one specific location, or wait, no, there'd have to be a wall and 2 pillars missing. If there was no wall there and the pillars weren't there, we wouldn't even need that piece. So everything we would have just done would have been entirely pointless. But because there is no wall, or there would need to be a wall, no pillar there, and there is a pillar there, we need to get that piece, which, you know, you need to do all that for. And I will show you where that would be once we get up here. I guess it would be a lot harder if we could do that without that piece, but you know. So that allows us to go through here, get this switch here, and then hit another switch over here to open a portal, because it unlocks this door here and then the next one. But if there's a wall here and that pillar wasn't there, then we'd just be able to ride over. after hitting the switch. It would be pretty difficult, but it would be possible. It would cut out a lot of time because we wouldn't need to go to observatory at all. It would mean we wouldn't need to go to Block Sheep. Oh wait, we would still need to go to Block Sheep because there's a stained glass piece in observatory later. This is generator. There are 4 pieces we get here in the run, but normally you'd get a bunch of other pieces. You'd have to go to each platform, whoops, and then you have to get a piece to push out these things, these blocks. It makes this piece disappear, which allows us to push the thing that I'm standing on right now, or well, driving on. But because of wall rides, that's unnecessary. I think I actually did do this wall ride specifically at 144, and that's why I thought that frame rate didn't actually have an effect. Anyway, do that. Nice and easy. Then you can push this. That green piece removes a different wall, so if you don't get that green piece, which I have done on accident before, you can't actually finish the run, or you'd have to come back and get it, because it removes a wall over there, and normally that would allow us to push that, but we don't need to push that. Is getting this piece up here makes that appear. It allows us to just drive to the top and finish the level. For some reason, I don't know why, I was actually drifting that entire time, but I wasn't building any boost. I don't know why that happens, because you can drift on that, or you can build boost on that. It's just really weird. This is the level that makes Blockstar sad. The story of this game is really weird. That's another reason I highly recommend playing with Insomnia your first time, because you'll get the story as you go. The story is wacky. And just as a taste, this book, we get that to capture Brick Bristle. And this is Brick Bristle's beard. And if you want context... Oh, I'm gonna fall. No! Oh, my roommate's vacuuming. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Hopefully not. But if you want context for, you know, Brick Bristle's beard and all that, you're just gonna have to buy the game. What a time for my roommate to start vacuuming, right? I wouldn't let me turn. Must have just been drifting at the wrong point. I don't know. I don't fall there very often. That's... embarrassing. But this piece opens the portal over there. That allows us to get into one of the harder levels to learn. It's not like there are any hard tricks, but it's a maze. And learning the maze, like in a speedrun route, is really difficult. It's not... Well, it's not difficult, it's just weird to get used to. Because normally, when you have hints on, there are these panels that we'll see that you drive over. And each panel, or Blockstar will tell you a color to follow, because there are different colored arrows on the panels. And he takes you all the way around the level. And it's a really long route, but it's way faster to just drive over here. Let's see, there it is. Yeah, these panels here. But when you know the layout well enough, you can just drive to the end in a much faster way. I think I went the wrong way. Wait, I went the wrong way. Oh no, I'm lost. I think this way. Okay, wait, never mind, we're good. I'm unlost. I'm a genius. Right in here. And then you could drive back all the way through the maze, or you could get the... Wait, no, I'm actually lost. Never mind, hold on. Right. This time I won't get lost. Yeah, right? A GPS would be so useful. A map of this level. People have traced out the level, and I even took a screenshot from above of the layout of the level when I was porting this level to PC, making sure everything was working properly. I had to get these ghost pieces here to rotate properly, because none of them were actually animated. So I took a screenshot of the level layout, but I don't know where that went. It should be. Oh, okay. Right here. Yeah, there it is. I think. What? Did I go too far? Might just have to turn hints on. Oops. Is it in here? Oh, here it is. Okay, I just went too far. So if you quit out now, before the artifact disappears, it won't actually save it, and you'll have to go through the maze again. But once the artifact disappears, you can just quit out, load back in, and you'll be at the very beginning of the level, so you won't have to go all the way back through. Otherwise, you'd have to drive backwards through it. The next level is where we... Whoops, wrong button. Is where we capture Break Bristle. Casually, this is a nightmare, because he's so fast. But, in a speedrun, when you actually know what he's doing... Hell, you don't even know how to do this in a speedrun. But when you know how to get him, it's really easy, because you can just drive there. You gotta be pretty fast, but you know, as long as you're not dawdling, it's pretty easy to do. Otherwise, you have to chase him all the way around, and he's really fast, so you have to constantly be drifting and boosting just right. It's really hard. And that's coming from a speedrunner, so... As long as you get him like that, it's easy. And if you mess up, you can just quit out and try again. Okay, so now we're going to Beach, which is... I really like Beach. I don't like it as a level, but I like the aesthetic of it. And I also really like the whales. So, you know, 10 out of 10 level just for the whales. We're also coming over here first because there's a piece that allows us to get to the arena, which is another area that we need to go to later. So, you know, yeah, that whale specifically was really annoying. He passes through the island. Ezone, you might want to move him down just a tad bit so he doesn't do that. Or, you know, keep him like that. Make the the whales incorporeal. That works too. I like that idea. I could have swore I made him not do that. Oh. Right. So this is the part where we have to jump over this gap while landing on the whale. And it took me so long to figure out how to time this, but you can just wait for him at the very beginning, because there's more than enough time to land on him. And that piece that we just got opens the arena. It opens the bridge to the arena, at least. For my Super Mario 64 hack, I really wanted to get a whale model somewhere in there. So I just kind of placed one directly above the entrance to this level. I made that entirely before I ported the game to PC, so I didn't even have access to the official files. I literally just ripped them all from the Switch version. So some of the textures are a little wonky and all that, but it was fun to do. And it gave me experience for actually porting it, right? So, if you have hints on, Lord Blockstar's like, I don't even know how you found this piece, or like, why you decided to look here. I think that's really funny, because there's literally no reason for you to look in that level, other than just randomly looking around. Especially for a stained glass piece, because this is normally you'd get that way after you completed the level normally. Alright, so now we gotta do chess and hopscotch. Oh, this is chess. We're playing chess right now. Originally, in one of the first speedrun arts that I did personally, you can come back here and get 100 more batteries every time you reload the level, which is a lot of batteries. So we'd come here before we knew we could get a ton of batteries in the tutorial. Or before we realized that was way faster. This is hopscotch. Cars hopping. This kid says this is hopscotch, so I mean, considering the fact that he's flying, this is probably the closest you can get to hopscotch. Hopefully I don't miss any of these. I can see myself just completely forgetting one of them. But I mean, at this point, I've done the route so many times, you'd think I'd remember all of them. So Arena, or the speedrunners call it Halfpipe, the arena stage level, whatever you want to call it, is most people's favorite level, just because you do a bunch of jumps and stuff. And it's one of the only levels where you are required to do a bunch of jumps. And it's like in a big half pipe. It's a lot of fun to run around in. Like Simple Flips said it was his favorite level and all that. We have about 13 minutes for the event. I will be completing the game regardless of whether or not I have time of the event left. But if I go real fast, I should have enough time. But yeah, I think making more levels based on movement would be a lot of fun, rather than collecting artifacts. Exploration is a huge part of the game, but I think the movement was underutilized, which is why I like speedrunning it so much, right? You can use the movement to get to places you should never go to. This is not the direction I want to go. That was on purpose. It's faster. I promise. Oops. Right. Remember when I said I'd finish before the event was over? If I went fast, scratch that. I'm not fast, I forgot. Not good at the video game. So again, Ice is a lot more fun on PC, in my opinion. It's because of one of the tricks that you would do. Initially, we didn't even do the trick. I believe Bishop also found that one. We call it House Skip, because the piece you get for it is house-shaped. And it opens up a house. You know, pretty fitting name. Yeah, okay, it's this way. I slowed down because I couldn't remember which turn it was on. I'm going crazy. I'm not even that tired. I don't know why I'm forgetting everything. Thankfully, we don't have to do Waddle again. We just come over here. So normally we would do what we called zigzag skip, I believe, because the piece that you got was a zigzag. Whoa, who would have thunk it? But now we just skip directly to the house piece, because the zigzag piece would allow us to get the house piece. So, you know, it's easier to just get the house piece. The ice level casually is kind of boring. But, you know, when you're speedrunning, there are a bunch of tricks you have to do. So it's a lot more fun. And in a speedrun, you'd want to keep pace with the penguins. So it's a pretty fast-paced level. If you mess up, you gotta wait for a while, and that's a little less fun. But, you know, it's really thrilling to try to keep pace with the penguins. Because for some reason, the penguins are unstoppable forces of nature. If you try to push against it, you just can't. So canonically, it is my headcanon that the penguins are the strongest creatures in blocked area. Even stronger than the whales. We gotta get this piece so we can move this big piece of ice right here. And I want to put it just a little bit short so that I can jump up to the top part. See if I can do this with the penguin. Can't beat them, join them. So you can jump up here. Normally you'd have to get another piece to scooch that over. But that lets us get this piece, which opens up a bridge. I believe that's all the pieces down here. Right, I'm gonna get this one just in case, because I don't remember if we need this or not. No, we do need this piece, because that unlocks a different piece over here. Yeah, that unlocks that piece, which we need to get up there in the first place. I don't remember, it's been a while. You don't technically need this piece, like on Switch, because you can bonk up there. But, you know, no bonking on the PC version. Oh no! Okay, still made it. Don't worry, I'm good at the game. See what I mean? It's thrilling to try to keep pace with the penguins. So you could probably do it in fewer cycles. I don't know how many cycles it takes for Bishop to do it. I think I had like 3 cycles there. Yeah, so normally you'd be able to bonk off that wall. Ooh. And land up here. Yeah, this is the zigzag piece that would normally allow us to get the house piece, and then we have to drive all the way around to get back up. It was frustrating. Well, not frustrating, but it was slow. So now that we can just skip straight to the house piece. I mean, on Switch, it's infuriating. I hate that skip because I'm horrible at it. But on PC, it's easy. So, you know. I do think it's really fun that it's really easy to sequence break this game casually. Though it can be a little confusing if you don't know what you're doing. But, I mean, figuring out what pieces go where, again, is one of the really fun things about this game, I think. I'm not going to fault it or anything like that. Let's see. Next up, I guess, would be... Okay, so this skip that I'm going to attempt to do is by far the hardest skip in the PC version. Like, way harder than Waddle, way harder than anything else, because of how the wall riding is different. So, you'll notice it's timed. There's a timed switch right here. You have to come down here, and normally, casually, you would have gotten a piece that would remove that wall right there. But we don't get that piece in the speedrun. We have to wall ride over this on a timer. And if you screw up, you have to go all the way back, hit the switch again, drive all the way there, stop so you can be at the right speed for the wall ride, and wall ride over. So not only is it a difficult wall ride, it's a timed difficult wall ride that you're coming at just completely the wrong speed. There is a backup strat, which if I miss the wall ride again, I'll do the backup strat. Not to get over, because we still need to do this skip regardless. Yeah, okay. So if you mess that up and you're doing a speedrun, normally you just want to forgo it and get this piece instead, and then come back to that and have a second attempt later. I'm not going to give too many attempts to that. I'll just use Unity Explorer after a few more attempts, but I would really like to get it because that is one of the hardest skips to do. I'm going to be speedrunning the PC version. You know, I'm going to want to learn that anyway. And plus I want to show it off because it's really satisfying when you get it. But I don't want this to drag on too long. So this timer isn't super strict. It's pretty easy to get that in time, but it is nerve-wracking, despite being easy. So I guess it's just because it's a timer. Timers make me nervous. You gotta go all the way around these again. Alright, let's try that one jump again. 2 more times. I'll give it like, I don't know, 5 more attempts, and then I'll just cheat through it. Control does have a clip of it. I'll pull that up if I don't get it. It's in the... We have a CarQuest speedrunning Discord. You can find that link on speedrun.com. The SRC page is... It should just be CarQuest on speedrun.com. And there's a link to the speedrunning Discord in there. and that's where we post like routes. We talk about the game. It's where we've been talking about the PC port a lot recently, different, strategies and stuff. All of us that were beta testers for it. I think everyone in there that's active right now, except for Sam, was a tester for the PC version. Ooh. So, depending on how many people, I need to go slower. I need to stop further on too. Depending on how many people join from this, that might not be true for very long. Ooh. This is a very, again, this is a very satisfying skip to get. It is one of the hardest in the PC version, if not the hardest by far. On Switch, it's not that bad, because, you can come at wall rides at full speed. But if you do mess it up, you do have to come all the way back and hit the switch again, even on Switch. Fittingly. But on PC, wall rides are harder at fast speeds, because you have to slow down a lot. There it is. Nice. Hey, come on. Go, go, go. There we go. Nice. I'm glad I got that. Didn't have to resort to cheating. One thing I almost did earlier. You have to go through 2 portals up here. Now, there's this one, and then there's the next one. But the stained glass piece is on this island, and I almost went through the portal before getting the stained glass piece, meaning I would have had to do that jump again. But yeah, make sure you get this when you get here. Oh, I'm so glad I got that. Feels good. I'm proving that I'm good at the game again. Okay, and then the last is the last piece. Can I do this in 2 minutes? I think this takes just a tad bit more than 2 minutes. So, last piece is for the arena. That last piece I got in the arena unlocked this jump here. Lets us get this piece, which lets us go behind the arena, Coliseum, whatever you want to call it. Which means we can go through a portal to get to the top of the arena to get that stained glass piece way up there. Which is the final stained glass piece. I believe this character's name is Flat Toby? 2D Toby, that's right. 2D Toby. Which is incredible. A lot of the characters have names. I don't know if they're all said in-game, but most of the characters do have names in the files. A lot of them are also just like white-haired lady, for instance. Alright. The event is technically over, but, just about done with the game, so I might as well finish it up. I mean, I was planning on finishing it anyway. Just fall down right here. This is not how you're supposed to get it. I believe you're supposed to go around and fall down a ramp, or go down a ramp, and then go all the way back around, but you can just fall right there. Much faster, obviously. And that's it. So I'll let the credits play out when I get there, and give a farewell and closing words. I like Blue Portal more, because the Blue Portal means you stay in the world of Blocktaria. The Green Portal means you go home. And your home, quote unquote, is flashback. That actually shows where the where Lord Blockstar found you. Again, the lore of this game is really weird, the story. So I'd recommend playing the game yourself, figuring that out. Thank you for watching the stream. If you were here, If not, or if someone's not here that you want to see this, it'll be up on my YouTube channel. Probably take a couple hours to upload and whatever. Yeah. There's their whale back there. Again, I found out about this game as well as, I believe, Bishop and Coco found out about this game because of Simple Flips, which I think is really funny. Hopefully he'll play the game again on PC. Who knows though. So thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope you're considering buying the game now. I really want a lot more people to play this. I want this game to have a bigger speedrunning community. The next one is right. I was right. So, hope you all enjoyed. See you guys later.